The district manager role, it is the most difficult one in the retail and franchise industry, and yet it is the one with the least formal training. The reason for the difficulty is because of the distance between the units that they oversee, because of the complexity of the business that they are supervising, because they are overseeing a lot of people in the organization, and people are a challenge to be able to understand and lead. And of course, every single one of the units they oversee have different situations and different problems and different challenges, and the district managers need to have the skills and ability to solve for all of them. Hi, my name is Aisha Bascaro, and I'm the founder and CEO of the American Franchise Academy, where we have a top of the class training for district managers. And today, we are here to share with you the third responsibility for a district manager, and that is the responsibility for staff. So, the employee or the district manager does not do all of the staffing or the interviewing and hiring. Most of the interviewing and hiring at the unit level is usually done by the unit managers, but it is the responsibility of the district manager to oversee that process and be able to make sure that it is being done correctly. And then, of course, they do hire and interview the leaders in the organization, so they need to have the ability to do that also. So there has to be a clarity as to what is the responsibility of the district manager and what is not the responsibility of a district manager in the area of staffing. And that is what today's session is all about. And so when we talk about staffing, the district manager needs to have 5 specific skills for them to be able to do that job the best way possible. The first one is that they need to have an understanding of the employee life cycle. No employees stay with the organization forever. Okay, maybe not everybody, but some people do stay, but the majority of the employees are not going to be in the organization forever. And so therefore, for the district manager to understand the complete life cycle and every phase within it, so that they can manage it the best way possible and understand the impact of each and every one of them that it has in the business and the operations, is going to be a skill that a district manager must have to be successful. The second skill that they need to have to be successful is that they need to be able to manage the staffing levels in their units. Again, they're not the ones that are actually interviewing and hiring everyone in the organization, but they need to be able to oversee the process and how it's being done and executed by the unit leaders, so that they can have the staffing that they need in each and every one of those units. And they need to understand where they are, where they need to be, and how they're going to get there, and develop the leaders to be able to have the skills and abilities to make that happen. That's a skill in and of itself. And they need to do all of this through others. So being able to have that staffing process, that recruiting and hiring process done through others, is a skill that a district manager must have. Which then brings us to the number 3 skill that a district manager needs to have in this critical responsibility of staffing. And that is a skill of bench planning. It is known that 2 to 1, you have a much better success of promoting somebody from within at a leadership position than it is to hire somebody that is external. And for that reason, having the ability to create a good bench planning process within your organization and your units is going to be critical, so that not only do you have the leaders ready to go when you need a replacement, or if you're in an organization that's growing, you need to be able to have a process to prepare those leaders for the future. So when that unit opens, those leaders are ready to go. That skill is critical, especially in an organization where a franchisee is in a growth mode. Then that brings us to the skill number 4, which is the skill of team building. Anybody can oversee businesses, but not everybody can actually build a team behind them. Employees join your organization because of the benefits and the opportunity, but they will stay because of the culture that they experience when they are within your organization. And that culture, that team spirit, starts with the district manager. And so having a district manager that has the ability, the processes, the procedures to build that team spirit within the organization is going to be critical, not only for the performance, enthusiasm, and environment in which the employees work, but also for retention. And retention is actually the skill number 5. A district manager needs to have the skill to be able to retain the people for as long as possible. I mentioned earlier that there are very few people in your organization that are going to stay with you forever. And for that reason, retaining the people that are in your organization today is critical. In the past, we could hire every time we needed employees for our business. But nowadays, hiring is becoming more and more challenging, which makes the retention of the employees that you have right now more and more important. And having a district manager that has the skills, the processes, and procedures for them to be able to retain the people is going to be critical for the well being of the business, the experience of the employees, and the financial success for the organization. So, those are the 5 skills that a district manager must have to be able to be successful in their critical responsibility of staffing. If you would like to learn more about how the American Franchise Academy can help you to develop those skills so that you can be successful or your district managers can be successful, you can join us at our upcoming information session at www.districtmanagertraining.com. Come on and learn about our program that we use to train and develop excellent, effective district managers for the future. And if you'd like to learn more of as we cover all these critical responsibilities, give us a thumbs up in the session. Join us on YouTube if you're not there yet, and subscribe to our channel so that you can not only watch the past responsibilities we have covered, but also learn and watch the future responsibilities as we go through each and every one by one. Thank you for being with me on this session, and join me in the next session where I will cover the 4th responsibility, critical responsibility of a district manager, which is of execution. And no, I'm not talking about killing anybody. It's about the execution of your business and management systems. All right. Thank you for being with me, and we'll see you on the next session. Bye-bye.